Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the front nine of Starr-Jaycee Park in Royal Oak, Michigan. Nice little course. They've got 9 baskets with 18 tee pads and actually a decent variety of shots into the different baskets. We're looking at hole 1 here, a bit of an anhyzer around these trees, and there's a fallen tree there in the middle of the fairway, which generally you get a little bit of skip if you land it short here. So I'm trying to make it all the way there with the sting, and had a tailwind on this shot, which is why I threw that disc, and I thought it would hold a little bit better on the line, but it didn't. Very windy out there today. Take my 3, move on to hole 2. Hole 2 here is right around 350 feet, and it just plays, just a strong driver shot that you start out a little bit anhyzer, kind of a flex shot. Throwing a heat here. It's actually a new one to my bag. I just recently purchased a bunch of them. So I just love the disc so much. Again, here in the wind, it just pushed it straight to the ground. I made a bid there and just nicked the branch, unfortunately. But luckily landed close enough to the basket to pick up this par here. Really, this is just another practice round. Just had a little bit of time to kill, so I figured I'd go out there and take a look at the course. The weather actually turned really bad on the back 9, and you'll see that in the next video. This is hole 3. It's 420 feet, and I think that's a pretty fair assessment, but it is perfectly flat, so might play a little bit longer. I'm taking an ESP crush here, and basically just throwing a mostly full shot hyzer flip. Just get a nice little bend out of it and finish. Actually get a decent skip here too, which is cool. This course is actually really cool because on the first Saturday of each month, they actually have a little miniature train that goes around the whole park. Thankful to come away with a birdie there in this wind that I was having. So 1 down after 3. Generally would like to have those first 3 all together because they're all reachable, but the wind made the putting tough today for sure. This is hole 4. Pretty straightforward. I generally take the hyzer line here and throw something just pretty stable, mid-range. So today I went with a wasp. I just put a little too much hyzer on this and came up a bit short. My putts were just not on like they were in the last couple rounds that I've played, unfortunately. I think the wind a lot of times just gets in my head. I'm sure that some of you guys can relate out there too. Even if the wind's not directly affecting the putt, it's affecting your mental game around the putt. We got hole 5 here. You can go straight up the gut, but I prefer to take the outside line with a hyzer. Throwing the Z Heat. That's my favorite at Firefighters. A little less stable than the one I threw here on hole 2. Let this one actually get out of my hand a little bit high, but I ended up getting a decent result out of it, which was great. Like I said, that hyzer line is generally a little bit more wide open than going straight up the middle. It just feels less tight. Nice spin putt there. Felt pretty good about that one. You can see my little celebration there. Coming up to hole 6, which is actually probably my favorite of the holes here. The line to get into the basket is very tight, so you have to be pretty precise with it as far as the shot's concerned, especially when you take the hyzer route. Those trees along the right side of the fairway there get in the way if you don't go the right distance, and that's actually what I have happen here on this shot. But it's really cool to see the disc cut through those trees when you get the right distance on it. Got a little straddler out here. didn't really give that a good bid. I had a strong tailwind, and I just got scared to try and actually go for it. I'll pick up my 3 there. Moving on to hole 6. Hole 7, sorry. Hole 7 is a Anheuser shot for me, typically speaking. You can go right up the middle, but it just gets really tight if you want to try and S anything. And because of the distance and being that it's flat, it definitely works better if you go the Anheuser route here, which I take with the Zeus on this shot. And this is going into a headwind too. And I hope you guys don't mind this zoom. I thought that it would actually work out a little bit better so you could see where the shots land. Let me know in the comments below if it's not something that you guys are into. Came away with a decent putt there, which I was super grateful for. So now 3 down after 7. Coming up on hole 8 here. It's 400 feet. It probably plays a bit further than that just because you really have to S the shot if you want to finish towards the basket, which I unfortunately didn't disc down enough with the tailwind that we had on the shot. I bend the Zeus over, but not quite as much as I would have liked. It just ends up flying flat because of the tailwind, and I get a huge skip away from the basket, unfortunately. Now this one, the wind really picked up before I made an effort for the putt, so I just kind of laid in, giving it an honest chance to go in, but not really actually going for it, just to get the tap in for the par. Really just trying to hold my score together here coming into the 9th hole. Hole number 9 is another righty hyzer shot. It says 222. It probably plays closer to 250. You do have to go either the forehand route up the tunnel there on the left or go the hyzer route, which is way more open. Now I'm taking a jawbreaker zone here. I just throw this out on a nice little hyzer. And luckily it's dry now. It has been really wet, so I got a decent skip here towards the basket for a nice close putt. Probably should have actually taken my bag off and not tried to film it, but it ended up working out pretty decent. So after 9 holes here, 4 under par, which I'm pretty happy about in the crazy wind that I had. You'll see on the